In this video, I'm going to give you guys one of the most explosive Warlock Solar builds in Destiny 2 Season of the Wish. This build is great to use in regular activities or more challenging activities like Nightfalls. This build is great for spreading scorch damage by killing ads all over the place, but also doing great damage against bosses and also champions. So down in the comment section, let me know what you guys think about this build. Also, welcome to the channel. I appreciate the support. Now we're pairing this build with the exotic auto rifle Tommy's Matchbook. With its intrinsic trait, when you sustain fire with this weapon, it overheats it, but it increases damage but burns the user. With its other trait, heat sink, overheat damage is reduced when not aiming down sights when you hip fire. And we also have the catalyst for Tommy's Matchbook, and you definitely want to get this catalyst and masterwork it, because when the trait ignition trigger is active, your health recovers more quickly and sustained fire scorches your target. I love this because Bungie changed it a few seasons ago to where this weapon no longer can kill you whenever it does damage to you from the burning. But when you're at restoration ×1, you can no longer be killed by this weapon. That's very important when it becomes to Tommy's Matchbook, because now we could take advantage of its massive damage the whole game. And for my primary, I'm using this scattered signal fusion rifle with under over. Now if you could get one with slice and control burst, that'd definitely be better for you, but I'm using this one. This is more my PvP version, but I just don't have time to just keep going back and craft weapons, so I'm using this and it does good enough. For my heavy, I'm going with the Solar Diallo with cluster bomb. Now this is going to pair well with Tommy's Matchbook because it's solar, and it's also going to go with the artifact perks that we're going to be using. Speaking of artifact perks, we're going with Ray of Precision, which while Radiant Solar Precision final blows cause combatants to ignite, also Kindling Trigger. Radiant causes solar weapons to apply scorch to unscorched combatants. Also Flint Striker, rapid solar weapon precision hits and rapid solar weapon final blows grants radiant. In the pair with our solar abilities, we're going with Revitalizing Blast, which causing damage with solar abilities weaken champions and bosses for a short duration, and also Heart of the Flame. Casting your solar super grants nearby allies radiant and increases the damage of your super for each nearby ally. Also, we're using the overload rocket launchers when we play Nightfalls because it helps against overload champion, and also Origin Ordnance because that's going to help us increase our damage and reload speed for our rocket launcher. And for our super, we're going with the Well of Radiance, which is great for keeping us and our allies alive and also doing damage to bosses and also ads. And this super ability is really key to the build that we're currently using today, because it's going to give us 3 great perks that we definitely need. First is going to give us Restoration, which helps us regenerate our health and shield over time, and it can't be interrupted by taking damage. Also, it's going to give us Radiant, which is going to help our weapons deal increased damage to all combatants. Also, while you're radiant, your weapons pierce the shields of burying champions and also stun them. And then lastly, it's going to spread that scorch so we can burn those targets really good, okay? Also, the scorch damage increases as the target accumulate more scorch stacks. And then after we get enough scorch stacks applied to targets, it's going to ignite them and cause them to explode and also kill other targets and also spread more scorch. So we're going with the Healing Rift that'll also help us decrease the damage that's taken from the Tommy's Matchbook. The melee, we're going with Incinerator Snap because it's the easiest one to spread scorch and also ignite target. Also the Healing Grenade because it's going to help us stay alive by providing restoration and also cure, and that's going to help us and also our allies. For our Fragments, we're going with Touch of Flame because that's going to give us restoration ×2, and remember at restoration ×1, that's going to allow us to stay alive from using Tommy's Matchbook. Also Heat Rises, which is going to help us get our melee energy back faster. When we kill an enemy by doing a little bunny hop, it's going to restore that melee energy. The first fragment, we're going with Ember of Ashes, which helps Tommy's Matchbook ignite things faster by spreading scorch all over to the target. And then I love Ember of Benevolence because it's going to give us an infinite 400% increase on our ability regen. So it's going to apply restoration to us and all our allies through our Well of Radiance, our Healing Rift, and also our Healing Grenade. Also Ember of Empyrean, which is going to allow Tommy's Matchbook and also our rocket launcher to chain restoration and also radiant. Also Ember Ascending, which our class ability recharges faster when we scorch target, which this is really important to this build because with Tommy's you're going to be spreading scorch everywhere, so that's going to give you an automatic 300% regen on your abilities. But then also because of Benevolent, on top of that is going to add an extra 400% ability regen. So we're going to have our class ability up all the time, guys, so that's going to be key to help us staying alive using Tommy's Matchbook. Also, we're pairing the exotic Phoenix Protocol chest armor to this build because with its armor perk, kills and assists you make while standing in your Well of Radiance return super energy. So just by simply standing in the Well of Radiance because of Phoenix Protocol, as we get kills, is going to return our super regeneration by 50%, and that 50% comes back almost immediately. We could get the other 50% from a weapon that does great damage. That's why we're using Tommy's Matchbook. This is very important when you're doing like in-game activities such as like raids or even nightfalls. Having that Well of Radiance is very important. That is like top priority. As remember, it's going to provide restoration, so it's going to heal us and our allies. Radiant is going to increase our damage for us and our allies. Also, it's going to spread Scorch, which causes the Ignite, which is going to explode targets. So we definitely need this Phoenix Protocol added to this build. The whole goal of this build is to constantly spam Well of Radiance so we could do massive damage and also keep us and our teammates alive. I mentioned earlier that restoration is very important to this build. So here's my gameplay strategy. So number one, I like to use my healing grenade so I can go ahead and add that restoration to me and my allies so we can stay alive. Then two, I like to use my melee so I can spread Scorch and Ignite targets. And then number three, I like to spam the Well of Radiance and use it as much as possible. Don't hold on to it, guys. Use it. You definitely need that in in-game activities, especially if you're running solo like I do, because you have no clue what your teammates is using. So you can see in this background right here, I'm constantly staying alive when my teammates are dying because of this build. Since this build is predicated towards carrying teammates in in-game activities like Grandmaster Nightfalls, so I will prioritize 100 resilience so you can stay alive. Number two, 100 recovery so you could get your health back faster. And number three, 100 discipline so you could get your healing grenade back faster so you could heal you and your ally. Me personally, I'm back playing more Destiny 2 PvE, so I gotta go out there just like you and farm for 100 stack gear as well, which I may make a video on that as well on this channel. And here are all the mods that I am using in this build. However, I will put the damn link down below so you'll have access to it. And if you do like Destiny 2 build videos for Warlocks, Titans, and Hunters, I would suggest you watch this playlist next. Also, don't forget to like and sub. You guys have a blessed day. Peace.